15 minutes to go. Juventus preparing another substitution. Valencia looking for a route back into the match. Oh, Coquelin just left that for Dybala.
Valencia have got to be much better in possession. They're needing a goal. 15 minutes left in the game, and they do, unless they're on the counter-attack when they do look dangerous, they're not quite sure how to break the Juventus team down. They're a little bit sloppy in moving the ball and desperate for a goal.
Now can Joao Cancelo get their first good recovery from Gabriel? Yeah, we're sort of seeing their season in microcosm, really, aren't we, Valencia? They're very well organised, difficult to break down at the back, but they lack creativity going forward.
Yeah, tonight they've relied largely on counter-attacks, but more importantly, set pieces. And at this level, they are important set pieces, but you need to be able to open up the opposition. You need to be able to create opportunities. No matter which strikers they've had on the field tonight, they've seemed starved of service.
Carlos Soler. Well, easy to say after the event, but Pereira probably should have left that for Batshuayi. Maybe Batshuayi should have shouted louder. Batshuayi's layoff, he's got it back. Any room for a shot? Not really, but he went for it anyway. Chiellini spoons it out to Mandzukic. Happy to just keep his team in possession.
That's all Juventus need to do at the moment, just keep possession. Don't really need another goal. One's enough for them to make sure that they're in prime position to win this group. Valencia haven't done enough to hurt them in possession themselves. As long as Juventus keep moving this ball, they have the players to make sure they see this game out.
Still goalless at Old Trafford. If you forgive me a dreadful pun, Leon, it should be men against young boys, shouldn't it? Can Jose Mourinho keep getting away with this? If they don't win tonight, that's a shocker, isn't it?
It's a game they're expected to win. As we're talking about with Juventus here, with Valencia, goals seem hard to come by for Manchester United at the minute, and you wouldn't think that's the case with having Rashford, Lukaku, Pogba in your team, but for whatever reason, they are struggling to break teams down.
Douglas Costa's going to be on in the next change for Juventus. Header away from Diakabe. Oh, Soler, that's a crazy header. And Ronaldo whipped it across the face of the 6-yard box, maybe hoping Mandzukic was going to be in there again.
Come from a terrible header from Soler. Trying to head it back to his fullback. He got it all wrong and gave Ronaldo the opportunity to have a cross-come shot.
Well, Dybala, another impressive performance from him tonight. He's a potential start. Douglas Costa coming on for him. Dybala scored his first goal for Argentina over the last international break, which I was amazed by. Maybe one of those who doesn't benefit from being in the same team as Lionel Messi. If you can imagine such a thing, you've got to get out of his way, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, he's a terrific player. I don't think there's any doubt in that. His qualities, he drops off into spaces, really does link up play, but has that ability to score goals, and certainly important goals. Can't be easy playing alongside Messi and having to fill in for him. But he's finding it manageable with Ronaldo here, so maybe it's something he'll grow to do.
That's true. There's not many players who played with both. Here's Guedes. Giving Cuadrado the slip. Oh, he couldn't find Batshuayi, though. Was that the moment for Valencia? Looked like he'd done the hard part there, Guedes. Here's Cuadrado doing his day job. Ronaldo far side in some space. Cuadrado held on to it for too long. Douglas Costa looking for Ronaldo. He somehow kept it in. There's Mandzukic. That could have been game over.
It's all action. It's a great play by Valencia. And that's the thing they've got to do more often than not now. Get Guedes up against Cuadrado on the back foot. Get him 1v1. He's shown he can beat him. He's shown it's not very difficult to do when you're up against a winger who's on a yellow card as well. And then at the other end, fantastic play by Cristiano Ronaldo. Mandzukic has got to do better. You'd expect him. He had all the time in the world. He could have took a touch before he got that shot away. In the end, he made it easy for the goalkeeper.
Coquelin. Not quite now or never territory for Valencia, but not far off it. Fewer than 10 minutes of the 90 remaining. Carlos Soler's cross was good. This was the defending from Bonucci to stick it behind for a corner.
Take from Ronaldo. After Diakabi misses it. Mandzukic has all the time in the world to take a touch. He doesn't. Tries to go first time.
Diakabi won it back. There's Soler. Didn't steer it on target. Half chance, but a chance nonetheless. He's not happy.
And he's been here before. Only a couple of weeks back. His team were 1-0 up against Manchester United going into the final stages of the game. So he knows that these games can change very quickly. Valencia need to keep that pressure on, try and keep forcing Juventus. On the back foot. I hope that first goal will come.
Here's Vass. Parejo. Sticking away from Matuidi. Seemed very much a Blaise Matuidi tonight. There he is, conceding a free kick and getting a booking for his trouble.
Well, you did ask him to get involved.
Seen plenty of him on Sunday when they play Fiorentina live on DAZN.
Not been involved in an attacking sense, but he's been good defensively for Juventus. He does get across the field well, helps his team defend, really fills gaps, spaces.
Bargain buy from PSG, really, Blaise Matuidi. The World Cup winners' medal in his back pocket. Here goes Douglas Costa. First chance for him to express himself since his arrival. His season has been shrouded in controversy. 4-game ban he got in September for spitting in the face of an opponent against Sassuolo. Here Marcelino encouraging his troops. Whilst it's still 1-0, they're still in the game. Still goalless at Old Trafford.
Not sure what Mandzukic did wrong there.
Soler. They're shot into a crowd. Oh, it didn't quite come for Gamero. He and Batshuayi both there on the scene. And Chiellini using all of his nous, I think, here to buy a few seconds.
All of Valencia's good play at the moment.
Juventus will be guaranteed to be group winners.
I don't think either of these sides would have expected things to be where they are going into that final match day. Still time left in both games, though.
Gabriel. Guedes did all he could to try and keep that in.
That's the story of Valencia as an attacking unit at the moment. When they're given time on the ball, they're a little bit sloppy, not quite sure how to break this Juventus team down. Here we go again, giving the ball away very cheaply.
You're absolutely right, Leon. That's Soler, but the other two substitutes too just haven't been able to affect the game in the slightest. And that will disappoint Marcelino.
Soler's been the most lively, but as a team, Valencia have just been sloppy in possession, especially in that Juventus half, when they need to create an opportunity to work together. Good pass and play. More often than not, it's broke down. It's set pieces where they're more likely to score a goal.
Mandzukic. Flag up against Matuidi.
Clearly offside. Easy one for the linesman. He stood in there, Matuidi, rather than making a run in there. Has his back to play, doesn't really know what's around him.
Well, we might have as many as 4 minutes of stoppage time. Still time for Valencia. Gaia's cross. Haven't seen too much of him attack-wise in the second half.
Which again is a surprise, as I've said, when Juventus have a winger playing at full-back who's on a booking.
Final minute of the 90. Cuadrado. Douglas Costa. Wayward. Hasn't scored yet this season. Surprisingly finishing like that.
Never really had his balance. Seemed desperate to get a shot away to maybe get that first goal of the season, but he was never set, never had the ball in the right position. So it ended up going comfortably over the bar.
Rejo. Just the 3 added minutes and we're into them now. Still 2 minutes from the end of normal time at Old Trafford. Bentancur. Here's Ronaldo. Juventus looking to settle this once and for all. Good tackle, Francis Coquelin. Batshuayi. Guedes looking tired.
We have it again, though. Juventus committing 4 players forward in the 90th minute. Valencia having a clear opportunity to counter-attack, to get something out of this game right at the very end. I just give the ball away far too cheaply. A simple pass should be able to take in his stride, and between the two of them, they get it all wrong. I'll be very disappointed with how this second half's gone, Marcelino. Juventus haven't been at their best.
Now, can Vas provide a quality cross? There's your answer. Next question is, has anyone got a long throw?
He's been good tonight, though. Cancelo. Both sides of the field he's played. Full-back. Done a good job on both. Been involved in attacking and defending situations. Pleased with his night's work.
Against his old club, remember. Douglas Costa. Pjanic. Cancelo's first loose pass of the night. Nice flick from Gamero. Soler moving it on for Vas. 30 seconds left. Parejo. Good switch from him. Player on the overlap here. Guedes hanging on to it. Taken off the toe of Parejo. Coquelin. Gabriel. Again, they couldn't get the shot away. Got to go in there now from Gabriel, but he's been dispossessed. And the referee's had a look at his watch. And there is the final whistle, and Juventus have won it by 1-0. That Mario Mandzukic effort just before the hour mark, enough to see them through. And whilst the final whistle was going here, a goal at Old Trafford for Manchester United, which is going to knock Valencia out of the Champions League. Leon, they just couldn't find any quality in the final third, and a late goal